Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Runaway Franchise, the podcast where we take a closer look at movies with Dom laughing in them. No, we're watching movies where there's 4 or more of them, try and figure out why. Big hint, it's money. And then we talk about them. But we're friends, we watch movies, there's got to be 4 or more, we're watching it. So, we recently wrapped up the Resident Evil franchise.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly
Thank God we wrapped that up.
Terrible. So we figured we punished ourselves for entertainment value enough. So why don't we watch something that we like?
Something nice.
Something fun.
A little spooky.
Little spooky, because in space, no one can hear you scream. We're
it.
watching Alien, baby.
And nothing ever good happens in space.
No. There's no positive space movies. More on that later. So we just watched 1979's Alien, starring Sigourney Weaver. Also, who the fuck is talking right now? My name is Ed. I'm joined here by Dom.
Hey.
And Tom.
Hello.
And, we like this movie. And this is a departure from Resident Evil because we were all actually excited to come hang out with each other and watch Alien.
I'm always happy to watch Alien.
And,
not sarcasm.
no,
Real.
we're really, this was a genuinely good time.
This is a beautiful movie. Everything is
good.
aces in
It's
this movie.
classic. And Tom's relatively new to Alien.
Yes, I only seen the first one this past, actually, a couple of months where my girlfriend bought me the DVD finally. I spent like 2 years trying to find it streaming. This movie...
No.
None of these movies,
No.
none of the Alien movies stream at all.
They will play 2, 3, and 4 on TV a lot, but they will
Sci-fi,
not
yeah.
play 1.
Or
I haven't
Spike.
had TV for 5 years. So
Okay, well.
Oh, you're out. Usually we start off by reading the back of the box. And this movie came out in 1979, and the back of the box was probably written like closer to now than when the actual movie came out. But Dom, take us through the back of the box.
The first chapter in the powerful and terrifying Alien science fiction saga. Alien is the first movie of one of the most popular sagas in science fiction history. That kind of just said that.
Yep.
And introduces Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, the iron-willed woman destined to battle the galaxy's ultimate creature. The terror begins when a crew of the spaceship Nostromo investigates a transmission from a desolate planet and makes a horrifying discovery: a life form that breeds within a human host. Now the crew must fight not only for its own survival, but for the survival of all mankind. Approximately 116 minutes.
All right, great.
The introduction of Sigourney Weaver is pretty cool because, especially after watching Resident Evil, and we gave it props for like having a blockbuster female lead movie.
Right.
Strong-willed female character theme on Runaway Franchise continues.
And Sigourney Weaver is really like the prototype of...
She started it
Yeah.
all, really,
Yeah.
in movies and in a lot of other media. A lot of things got inspiration from Alien in a lot of ways.
Why don't we do a brief rundown of what happens in this movie? It's a slasher movie pretty much, but in space.
Yeah, there's a team of mineral transporters.
They're on a tugboat,
Yeah.
and they're bringing back a whole bunch of rocks or
Precious
I
mineral
assume
ore.
in the year 21, whatever the fuck, that Earth is shit and we've bled it dry.
But the crew is in stasis, and then they get a warning,
A distress
a
signal.
distress signal. And they have to go check it out because of their contracts. They go check it out. A guy gets an alien on his face because they see that it's from an alien spaceship. You see a ton of eggs.
Yeah, they go to investigate, and there's this big mysterious spaceship, which is actually pretty cool. Like the scale of it's huge.
Yeah.
There's some cool prop work. The very famous space jockey, which is like an exoskeleton of an alien looking through like a telescope kind of thing. And they actually built the prop for that like 20 or 30 feet tall because they said, we have a low budget for this. We have to build this thing for real because it's going to make the whole movie look convincing. And in the first 15 minutes or so of the movie, it really sets up the scale. It kind of makes you feel like people are small, you're in space, you accidentally woke up, and then, while investigating this, their ship is damaged in the process. So now...
It like stubs its toe.
Yeah, pretty much.
It lands on a rock and then the whole ship breaks.
Right.
So,
it's a pretty good, these people are just trying to do their job and they're on their way home from their shift in space. Like, it's like the oil rig equivalent, You're like 6 months on, 6 months off kind of thing. And it's just a series of unfortunate events after that.
they're woken up like 10 months early
Yeah.
because of this distress signal. No one wants to go investigate it. And when they do, it's a damn alien on his face.
Horrible. It's literally the worst possible thing.
So against Ripley, the Sigourney Weaver character's judgment of keeping the victim off the craft because it contaminates the rest of the crew.
Quarantine, basic quarantine procedures are thrown out the door in the name of science.
They let that dude in, they investigate that, and then, to make a long story short, the alien escapes into the spaceship and starts murdering the crew one by one, and then the crew has to think of a way to survive or destroy this alien.
Pretty much, yeah. And then, you know, without getting into nuances, the aliens really making shit hard for everyone on the ship.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of hunted down cat and mouse style. And eventually it's a showdown between Ripley and the alien.
Nobody else survives.
Nobody else
Nobody else
survives. It
survives.
was pretty cool. I kind of like movies. I really like horror movies where everyone dies at the end.
Yeah.
Like everyone. Or like one person lives, like fucking like Deep Blue Sea with the superpowered sharks.
Don't two people live? Doesn't
LL Cool J
lives, and then some other dude.
Yeah. None of the main people. The
Yep.
fucking chef with the parrot.
Yeah.
And oh my God. Different movie for a different podcast. But I really like when shit hits the fan and you don't get that super happy, warm and fuzzy ending.
Right. Yeah.
Because like with this movie, there was really good character development. Everybody kind of had their own thing. You feel for all the characters pretty much. When they start dying, you're like, oh, she's in a bad place now.
My favorite character, Parker, he just wanted the money. He just wanted
You want that money.
He just wanted to get some money, and they said, hey, man, you got to investigate aliens. And he said, that ain't my job. And then he died. And I said, oh, Parker.
Yeah, Parker. So there's like a lot of good banter in this movie that's like, on paper, it should be like a corny one-liner, but like the delivery is usually pretty good. There's a couple of quips between like Ripley and like the dudes who are repairing the ship where they're just like being dicks pretending to not hear her with like this steam. There's like steam because the ship's broken, and I guess when things are broken, steam shoots out.
Of course.
And you know, he's like, oh, you know, the ship's broken, and she's like trying to say something. He's like, what? And she's like, you know, saying an important thing. He's like, what? And then like she realizes what he's doing, and she tells him to go fuck himself.
Yeah,
and,
she immediately gets the upper hand in the conversation.
yeah, and he didn't hear her. So that was like one of my favorite little moments where he then turns a switch and the steam goes off, and he's like pretending like, oh, I got her. And she's like, dude, you're stupid. I got you.
Yeah.
Just like little stuff like that. So when they get their head pecked out by an alien's tiny mouth, you're like, oh, man.
They really did a good job of making everything feel natural. And in my research, I found that Ridley Scott, the way he makes movies is he tries to hire really good actors. So he just lets them do what they do. And he just focuses on the visuals, and you can tell like the visuals are all beautiful.
Yeah.
The banter's good because everybody's acting like a person. Like there's
not like an action hero.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where, especially horror movies, just have like the most stiff lines and just like bad dialogue.
Right.
Where this
Not
like
the case.
in the beginning of this movie, it's beautiful when they're all just eating breakfast together. They've just woken up, and it reflects like you having a family dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, very family oriented.
And it's in space, but it's just like it brings you to like, this is in space, but these are all people.
Normal people.
Yeah, so you actually gain a connection that way with these people while, you know, seeing beautiful visuals of space and the spacecraft.
We're kind of saying like this sounds like a pretty happy movie, right? Like, and the way we're describing it, it's
Eating
like
cereal with your best friends.
yeah, like just like a slumber party, but on a spaceship. No, like
Things change drastically for dinner time.
Yeah. Breakfast is fine, and then by dinner you have aliens blowing out the chest of people.
One of the best scenes in the movie.
Typically
It's
not
so
good.
damn good. And again, in my research for that scene where they're having dinner or whatever, and he starts to choke on some food, and everybody's like, "Hey, you all right?" Because he did just have an alien down his throat shooting down babies.
They don't know that.
They don't know that yet. But he had an alien on his face for a couple of hours,
Very
right?
long time. More
Longer
time than
you
I'd be
want an
comfortable
alien
with.
on his face.
And in my research, the behind the scenes, I forget what actors, but They didn't tell any of the actors what was happening that day. They just knew that they were going to have dinner and that something was going to happen.
Yeah. Actually, I went back and watched the scene on YouTube recently, and they used way more blood than they told the actors that they were going to. And the actor that plays, what's her name? You're good with the names.
Oh, shoot.
The other lady on the ship.
The only other
lady.
woman on board.
They didn't tell her how much blood was going to happen. And if you watch the scene, she gets sprayed and it flips the fuck out. But she's really flipping the fuck out because she had no idea that was going to happen.
Was she the one they had to convince to come back to set?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So they fucked her up pretty bad.
So, like, this movie's scary and then also in reality pretty scary.
Yeah. So you also have, you find out that the chief science officer on the ship is a robot. Not great. So he's the chief science officer, and he is in contact with
the company,
evil corporation, who is totally like, yo, get the alien home.
We want that alien. It was
want
all
that.
a setup to get that alien.
It was all a setup. So at first you're like, why would he breach protocol? I don't know. Maybe he felt bad for these people. And then you find out he's beep booping with the computer, and they decide to bring the alien home. So he's pushing to just throw the guy in cryo sleep, whatever. But throughout the film, he's kind of like, he's trying to preserve the alien while everyone else is trying to kill it.
Yeah.
And it all comes to a head when Ripley kind of figures this out. And
the commanding officer dies in a confrontation with the alien, so
Right.
Ripley then assumes the leadership role, which gives her access to the mother computer, a character we all love.
we will get into Mother later.
Mother.
And the mother pretty much tells her the information about keeping the alien alive. And then she has this confrontation with Ash.
Right. Where he tries to kill her. He tries to choke her out with a magazine.
It's actually the most horrific thing I've ever seen in a horror movie.
know
Just
why?
taking a magazine and just slowly jamming it into somebody's open mouth
It's
is
pretty-
the
it's
most
pretty fucked
horrific way to die.
Yeah.
It's probably not the most horrific, but
No, it's up
it's
there.
definitely
It's pretty damn slow, especially for an android.
It's just
Yeah.
creepy. It's definitely creepy. And then, like,
There's also like women pictures and deviled eggs in the background.
Yeah.
which is cool because they totally make jokes throughout the movie, like, just trying to get that ass when I get home, just trying to eat some non-space food.
yeah.
So it's like deviled eggs and ladies. That's what I'm working for, baby.
And choking on probably a dirty mag.
So,
Spooky.
Parker, right? Parker
Parker.
gives Ash the old whack in the head, and he goes full on robot.
What does
broken.
he hit him with?
Like a fire extinguisher or something.
I thought it was a fire extinguisher.
Well,
yeah.
whatever the future has.
Large metal thing, and he freaks out. And
It's
then
such
he
a good
whacks
scene.
him again, and his
Starts
head
shooting
fucking falls
all
off.
this milk out of
All
his
that
head.
milky robot juice.
It's like a goddamn dairy farm.
It's surprising because you're like, oh, he just hit this dude who was super strong for some reason. Oh, wait, he's a robot. That's what all that milk is. It's not blood.
Gives Parker the old titty clamp.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
He
that.
grabs him in the tit and
Yeah,
squeezes it. And
you
he's like,
wonder,
ah!
you wonder
Yeah.
why he's so strong, and you find out immediately after he's a
He's
robot.
full of milk.
So
Drink your milk, children. You can be strong.
So they destroy him. They like decapitate him.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we need some more information. Get his head running. And
Yeah.
probably a pretty bad but good scene where they like fix the head, which is pretty obviously a mannequin head. And
But
then
you
they
know
start
what?
talking
They had
to
to.
him.
They did everything they could in
No,
1978.
Oh
or
no,
whatever.
it's still very well
It holds
done.
up.
Yeah, it does.
So there's like a very disturbing sequence in which the robot's like, I feel bad for you guys. You're all gonna die, basically.
And the voice effect just adds to that disturbingness.
Yeah, he's got a weird modulation, like he's a broken robot, and it's disturbing. And it kind of sets it up for the end of the movie, where at that point it's just 3 of them left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Parker, the other woman, and Ripley.
Right. And they have to get out. And at this point, actually no, and Jonesy the cat.
Jonesy.
How do we
don't
forget Jonesy?
care.
Okay, Jonesy's very important
No,
to
he's
the
not.
movie because it is the introduction. Okay, so the alien pops out of the guy's chest and you're like, oh, there's a little gremlin alien. Especially if you've
Yeah.
seen this the first time, you're like, oh, a little gremlin alien? That
I
shouldn't
think we
be a
can handle
problem.
a little snake guy.
So they're looking for this little gremlin alien, and they find Jonesy, a cat, this orange cat. He's kind of cute.
He's not cute. Cats are hard.
Nah, they're terrible.
So there's a dramatic scene where 3 of them are looking for the cat, but then they split up because one guy has to find the cat and the other 2 go off to find the alien. So the mechanic, I forget his name, but he takes a long
Don't know.
shower in the chain room, finds Jonesy, and that's when you first see the adult alien just creep up with that head. You don't see his full body, you just get that head creeping up. That's the first time you kind of see his grill.
Yeah, he grew real fast.
So fast.
And then he snatches him up.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's probably the perfect introduction to
That full daddy alien.
yeah,
like
it was spooky. He's spooky. He's a spooky creature. Not
Now-
even spooky. He's scary. So, really quick, just to get through the end of the movie. It's now we're jump forward. Fuck the cat. Whatever. Ripley is now like, I'm gonna blow the ship up because I want to blow this alien up, and I want
I'm
to
gonna
get
get
to
in
the
that
shuttle.
escape pod.
and you guys get some canisters that
Get some arbitrary
vaguely
the
have
coolant.
a reason.
So those 2 go off and they die. They end up getting killed.
Yeah.
And Ripley gets on the ship and she blows up the big one, and she's taking,
Well, she has to make sure she has Jonesy though.
right. Jones
She puts her in a box and throws that cat around.
that cat is beat the fuck up. This cat is getting tossed left and right. So she has the cat. She gets on the shuttle, blasts off, and she's like, "All right, we got this." Just kidding. The alien is napping in the wires, and
nestled safely in
he's
the
nestled safely in the mess of wires. I guess he
Yeah.
needed to blend in. And pretty much she just kicks his ass out the ship and he gets all burnt up.
Interesting factoid about that scene, Tom.
Ooh,
Could
yeah.
you please explain what the alien was doing nestled safely?
Oh, no.
So Ridley Scott, the mastermind himself, had a brilliant idea that they just didn't decide on. They left it on the cutting room floor, I guess.
A damn shame.
A damn shame. He wanted a moment where there was a sexual component between the relationship of Ripley and the alien. He wanted the alien to be like looking, because when she gets into the ship, she finally like, you know,
Relaxes.
she takes the dirty space costume off and is just like, oh,
She's
I'm
been sweating
relaxing.
in this thing for like 10 hours.
And you know, they had to tape up her nipples for the Europeans and stuff, and so there's like a sexy moment for Ripley. You told me that, no, didn't you? She had to wear nipple tape.
I don't think it was for the Europeans.
No,
It
Europeans
wasn't for the
are
Europeans?
usually they embrace the nipple over there.
Yeah.
It's probably
Okay,
us damn stuck up
I messed up
Americans.
that note, but anyway, so the alien was supposed to see Ripley's figure and be like, "Ooh,
I could totally get off to this.
oh, what's the deal with her body?" And he's supposed to like discover himself sexually.
Maybe
and-
maybe he's in puberty because he was a baby like 3
He's only a
days
couple.
ago.
I don't even think it's been days. I
No,
think it's like a
it's
couple of
hours.
hours. So like you have this preteen alien being like, I don't have those parts. I
Yeah.
wonder what's going on
And
there.
basically, there was supposed to be an alien jerking it scene. And honestly,
And everything in this movie kind of has a sexual component with the like face hugger,
No.
No.
the way the
come
alien wraps up
on.
the
No.
other one's leg.
If they had included that into the movie,
It would have
they
fucking
would
ruined the whole
have
thing.
ruined one of the best science fiction movies ever made.
and
would
one
have
of the best
been,
horror movies.
and
Yes.
one of the best horror movies. It would have been immediately ruined.
Totally
by that
ruined.
scene.
It's just such a brilliant idea of just having this hot and bothered alien.
Ugh,
It's just watching Ripley.
just so instead of being hot and bothered, he
He's
just
literally hot and bothered. She kicks his ass out of the ship.
Yeah.
And then the plasma rocket
The thrusters
lights
of the
his ass
rocket.
up. And you roll credits, and she gets away with the cat. They go into hypersleep. And
She
then,
has a brief moment where she makes a log of what happened.
Yeah. And that's it. And really, it's one of the better movies in the science fiction genre and in the horror genre. And it's just so well done.
one of the major reasons why I think it's so well done is you described it before, where the dialogue is so good and it feels so real, but also
Yeah.
the characters feel real in a way that usually in horror movies, A, the characters are doing stupid crap, or B, somebody's trying to be the hero. In this movie,
Yeah.
no
Or
one's-
there's a villain amongst the people. I guess there was in this, sort of.
Yeah, there
Right.
was. But nobody's
stupid.
nobody's trying to be a hero in this movie. They're just trying to get through it in a natural way. They're all
Yeah.
terrified and they're all just trying to do their best in the situation handed
You
to
can
them.
And
you
it
can
doesn't
almost
work.
say that all the characters are down to earth.
Gross.
Shut up.
No?
You just ruined the movie.
No, oh man.
But yeah, I think that's what makes it such a great movie.
So an interesting factoid about that is that there was two writers on this, Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. I don't know how to pronounce that dude's name, but he did Total Recall. But Dan O'Bannon previously did a movie called Dark Star, where it's like a dark comedy
John Carpenter.
with John Carpenter, another great
Guy.
franchise creator.
Yeah.
So he did that movie, and the alien, and it's pretty much this movie, except the alien was just a beach ball, and
That's so good.
and the writer just really wanted to make a gritty version of this movie where the alien actually looked real, and
I personally want to see a version of this movie where the alien's a beach ball.
So go see Dark Star.
yeah, watch Dark Star, man.
No, I want the same movie. I just want it cut in with a beach ball.
Okay.
And like
Maybe I
it
can
pops
make that
out,
happen
it
for
pops
you.
out the chest, and they just start beach volleyball.
You know, it would have won 2 Academy Awards for special effects that year if they had done that.
yeah. Imagine it just pops out the chest, and it's just like a volleyball tournament for like 30 minutes, and then it's over. They're like, this was really fun. We should do it again sometime.
Sorry you had to die for that,
Yeah,
Kane.
but you know
But
what?
you gave us
Honestly,
one hell of a summer vacation.
oh boy, Tom, what was your favorite part?
So my favorite part, I kind of got into it with the introduction of the alien. There's not really a moment in the history of film that does a better introduction to your antagonist and makes it creepy.
The chest burst or the actual?
The actual alien coming up behind
Okay,
him.
the
Well,
fully
actually
grown.
coming down from behind him, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I know while we
that
were
first
watching,
dome.
even though you say it's your favorite part, you took issue with the drippy chain room multiple times.
I defended the chain room. You guys didn't like the chain room.
Oh yeah, we didn't like the chain room.
I,
You got all
I
mad
just didn't
about it.
understand why you'd have a room full of chains.
Because
Wet
you gotta
chains.
transport things.
But why are they wet?
And if they're sleeping,
I don't know why it's wet.
They're sleeping for like
Condensation from air conditioning.
they're sleeping for like a year,
Whatever.
dude. You can put the chains away.
Yeah.
You don't need
clean your shit
you don't
up.
need a creepy
Dude,
ass room
there's like
year round.
what? How many were there? There's less than a dozen, right? There's less than a dozen
Don't
of them.
try
You
to
expect them to
justify it.
pick up every single
Yes.
chain?
Yes. You
Yeah.
don't keep.
If you were on, well, you
That's-
got OCD issues,
No,
Dom,
that's
but like
If
the
you
average person would leave that shit
Look,
because
dude.
it's in a different part. You got this spaceship is the size of like.
You leave that lying around, that's a OSHA hazard right there.
is so
you got
dangerous.
them knocking down the door, and the whole crew
Space is already dangerous as fuck.
they're
You don't
gonna
need loose chains around, making it even more dangerous for everybody. Giving an alien a perfect place to hang out in. Dom, what was your favorite part of the movie?
my favorite part of the movie is probably when the little guy bursts out of the chest. It's really cool looking, and
That was a lot of blood for 1979 too.
yeah,
That was another big thing, is that there wasn't by 2017 standards, where I'm pretty sure most people have seen a real person get killed on the internet. Sorry, but we're all pretty fucking
Yeah.
fucked up now. 1979, that was like controversial because that was like, you don't really have blood like that, and it was bloody. My favorite part, and I'm not even being a dick. No, my actual favorite part, usually when I say my favorite part, it's like a stupid part. I liked when Ash got his head knocked off and he just had this really creepy, great speech about how you're all fucked and like I'm a robot and basically like, it doesn't matter to me if I'm dead. Fuck all y'all, you're people.
and he kept mentioning how awesome the xenomorph
Yeah,
is.
he's like, oh, it's a perfect organism and you're just shitty people.
There's
Yeah.
just so many textbook ways of doing anything movie related or like storytelling related in this movie. Like it's bar none, really.
Does anyone let's just go around again. Tom, what was your least favorite part of the movie?
My least favorite part, it's pretty much just because of what they could do at the time, but when the alien bounces off the back of the spaceship at the end of
The
the
dude
movie,
in
full
the
body
suit.
scene, yeah.
I don't like the full body scene. It's
He
too.
kind of
it's-
looks like one of those. He looks like a tether ball.
he looks goofy,
and
Yeah.
it probably would have been fine if he didn't bounce off the ship.
right?
Like it just I'm trying to think of the word, but it like really showed what they couldn't do.
It was dated.
It was
dated. My least favorite part is probably also this one scene they just kept recycling. The underside of the ship. So every now and then, it recycled 4 times in the movie. If you can picture the initial scene in Star Wars where you had the Star Destroyer coming through, it was that exact thing, but with their dumb ship. Their ship was not as cool looking, and they showed that shot 4 times.
Gotta use it, man.
It made me madder than it should have been.
Quick fact, this movie was almost not made. They wrote this movie, and they tried to sell it as Jaws in space, and nobody was biting. It was on...
Is that a shitty joke?
No one was biting.
It was Jaws in space
one
and no
was
one was biting.
Hot damn! I didn't do it on purpose that time.
You're just corny naturally. It's
just
great.
corny naturally.
Love it.
And 20th Century Fox just said no way. But then in 1977, Star Wars came out, and sci-fi was hot, baby.
Space is lit.
So 20th Century Fox
Space
was
is
like,
garbage.
oh shit, we need to get on this bandwagon.
I hate space more than anything.
And the only sci-fi script they had was this wonderful movie.
Well,
Alien.
Good.
We got one on our desk. I guess we're going with this one.
Boy.
So,
It's
Ed-
either this or the beach ball movie.
So Ed, your least favorite scene?
My least favorite, I guess not even a particular scene, but Mother, the mothership, the mother space fucker. Like, is it a she? Mothers are usually she's.
Yeah, it's a she.
Yeah.
Mothers are she's. The captain goes to speak to the computer, which is just a room full of fucking Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't know how computing works.
No, 1978 in space. I mean, it was pretty cool, but then like,
more lights
all right.
equals more computing
More lights
power.
is more computer. So
Hey, you don't know.
they're definitely trying to pull off a 2001 Space Odyssey,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
HAL kind of thing. And 2001 Space Odyssey came out in 1968. So pretty much 10 plus years before. And that was supercomputer done right. This was just kind of like, they make it a point to go in there and talk to the computer, and the computer doesn't provide any insight, and it sucks.
It seemed like an afterthought. They just tacked it on.
Yeah.
It really didn't need to be
Which
there.
is weird because it's a part of the original script, and the android is actually tacked onto the script. But
right.
The
I'm
Android
glad
works
they
so
fl-
much
I'm
better.
glad
yeah, the
they
android
flip-flopped
did
it.
work better.
But the only thing I could kind of see the computer accomplishing was that the original captain, before he died, would go in and be like, what should I do? Which was kind of cool because you were like, oh, he kind of sucks. He's asking a computer what he should do. But really, I don't know. I don't think
They didn't play it up enough.
No, they didn't play it up enough. I don't think it added anything.
But
really.
it did do it. It did help the juxtaposition between a captain that wasn't good at his job and then Ripley, who clearly, even just talking to.
Fuck. So maybe the
even
computer
talking-
wasn't that bad now that we talking
No,
about it.
no, it's not great, but it's like the only benefit of it is that you get to see. The only benefit of it is that you get to see Ripley be a more
competent leader.
Competent leader.
Yeah,
thank
she
you.
really takes the reins after everyone starts dying.
Again, we said that the character of Ripley is the strong female character, and she was kind of the prototype of it. And you have a lot of ripoffs, especially in pretty much movies, and also if you go to the video game Metroid, for those of you who are familiar with it, it ripped off so much of Alien, just like the isolation in space, the strong female lead.
Aliens.
Yeah, the aliens, the Metroids, they don't look similar at all.
But whatever.
Yeah, but the aliens, and also they named the one of the bosses in that is called Ridley.
Oh, really?
After
Well, close,
Ridley
yeah.
Scott.
That's pretty
He's
cool.
a cool like dragon. thing.
So, if you could change something about the movie, would you change anything, Dom?
Yeah, I would probably change like maybe a couple of things, but they would all be very minor. It wouldn't
Right.
be anything crazy. I would probably get, like you said, get rid of the mother computer, or kind of explore that a little bit more in depth, where you were saying to make that captain seem worse, make him seem more incapable than he already was.
Like if the computer threw out a bad suggestion and
And
he
yeah,
followed
he
it to
followed
the
it.
book
Yeah,
and then it
yeah.
backfired.
Right. I would say do something like that, but really, I think there's really not much you can change. It's great. It's a great movie.
Tom?
Again, with my least favorite scene, I would just try to update that alien hanging from the ship,
Or just don't do it.
or just
Yeah.
don't do it.
They could have just blasted him out the door and been done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of like that stamp of like burning him out.
Yeah, I guess she was pretty pissed after he killed all her friends.
Yeah, that's really it. Also, I bring back the sexual component.
No, come on, you'd ruin the movie. So if Tom were in control, he'd ruin the movie.
I mean, honestly, like whenever people like fix movies, they usually make it worse.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your boy George Lucas. Ed.
yeah, he sucks.
So what would you? Anything?
Yes,
What?
bear with me on this one.
Okay.
Jonesy the cat
Oh no.
consistently sucks, right?
Yeah, worst character.
Fucking redo the movie. Jonesy's a dog.
Yeah.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh.
Number 1, you won't have to go back 400 times to get a fucking dog. You know why? Because dogs are loyal and they don't run away. They don't play no shit.
Yeah.
Right? So, number 1.
It's true.
you
Your
don't-
dog
to
even watches
fucking-
every movie with
fucking
us.
guy. The dog's in the podcast half the time. Fucking, you don't have a guy. Go get taken from the chain room because he's looking for a fucking cat. The dog's there with him the whole time.
Yeah.
He's alive. He's probably pretty helpful. He's a fucking mechanic.
Yeah, he could have.
He's fine.
He could have turned the whole movie around.
Right.
But you know what, guys?
No, I'm not done yet. All right, chest burster scene. You got a fucking dog in that room? That's like the squirrel of outer space. That dog is gonna bite that thing, acid blood or
True.
not. The dog's gonna take one for the team. Movie over. They go back to sleep, and it's fine.
Oh,
That's
so you
enough-
would ruin the movie too?
No, I wouldn't ruin the movie. I'd make it better with dog and French. It could be like Homeward Bound, except in space.
Dogs have the worst track record in movies.
No,
You know that
no,
dog would die
no
saving the
wa-
team.
Exactly, and then you
No,
feel
dogs
sad.
dying in movies is the saddest.
Yeah, but the team. I would change Jonesy to a
I don't
dog.
want to cry.
I don't know, man. When the dog died in John Wick, that just made the movie bad.
I
Yeah,
cried.
it was bad.
You a baby.
It was bad. But I wouldn't. I don't know. I think the cat is for whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck the cat. But,
cat sucks.
No,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't change.
it was
I wouldn't change anything.
You know what?
Real.
I kind of want to change my change because my change is just aesthetics. The only change I would make is have Ripley not care about the cat because it's completely out of character.
out of character
for
for
Well,
her.
yeah, but you know what? I guess that's like her one human flaw is that she's got something she kind of cares about.
Well, then
but she doesn't
then-
care about it that much,
But-
and she
but-
throws that fucking thing around.
not
in the
about-
box.
like what you said with the mother computer. It needed to be set up in some sort of way.
Even if it wasn't about caring about the cat. It was about breaking protocol to do dumb crap. She didn't want to
Yeah.
do that, and that totally went
there's a
against the
countdown
character.
to blow up the ship.
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
It's just like she's just going completely against what she did the whole movie.
Right.
For
Yeah.
a dumb cat.
Should we talk about the Pistons of the?
No, you know, if you have to, you know what? Actually, if you want to blow up a ship in the Alien universe, you're flipping 2 switches, pulling out 4 spark plugs, and reading like 8 pages worth of text. Resident Evil, you pop in 3 numbers and you're setting off a hydronuclear fucking bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I wouldn't change that though.
no, at least in space in 100 years, the security is a little bit better than
It's a little
Umbrella.
excessive, though.
Yeah, I guess.
But you know what? I don't like changing anything with this movie because it's perfect.
No, it's
a
good.
perfect
It's
movie.
a good. It really is a very great movie. Now, usually we do predictions, which is pretty fun. Except I've seen Aliens probably even more than I've seen Alien. Dom, I think you're.
Yeah,
Probably pretty even.
I've definitely seen Aliens more than Alien because again, Aliens is always on TV, and I'll
It
catch
is.
that sucker for
Yeah.
the last 40 minutes.
I will
always.
watch that. Yeah, if that's on and it's a Saturday afternoon, overcast skies, probably a little chilly. I'm not moving from
Yeah.
that couch.
I'm
I'm
gonna watch
watching
that.
Aliens on Spike TV with the commercials and everything.
Ooh.
Yeah, Tom, you have not seen Aliens.
No,
What
I have not.
did you think is gonna happen?
It's really tough because she is alone now in space with Jonesy.
Don't add a sexual component to that, please.
No.
Oh no!
If
Well-
the alien can do it, why can't the cat
Oh no!
in your world?
One thing is it's a sequel, so you have to add something to it. So I think there'll be more aliens.
There would be more aliens in the movie Aliens. Quite the bold prediction.
Yeah.
I'd say like maybe her ship crashes. It probably would still be within orbit of the original planet or moon.
Okay.
And like there was already a hive and there's already giant, like they already foreshadowed like giant creatures, so maybe there's more aliens running around on the moon.
More aliens and bigger aliens.
Yeah.
More bigger aliens.
More bigger aliens. This franchise, we will be looking at. We watched Alien. We're going to watch Aliens. We're gonna watch Alien 3. We're gonna
Aliens
watch
is
Alien Resurrection.
the fourth
and
one.
We're gonna watch Prometheus.
The
and
prequel.
then we're gonna go to the movie theater like a bunch of pals, and we're gonna watch Alien Covenant.
The
And
new
don't
one.
worry, we'll give you a week to see that.
Yeah.
before we spoil anything.
There's a lot of movies in this world. There's also the Alien versus Predator and Alien versus Predator Requiem, which I think we're going to go ahead and classify as more of a Predator movie.
We'll watch those with Predator.
We'll watch those with Predator.
I think I've seen one of them, and I can't even
It's
tell you
awesome.
what's
It's so good.
Predator's another one where I think I've seen a few, like maybe once, but still have no memory of.
Ooh, I love them.
Any of the Predators?
I've seen the first one, definitely.
Okay.
I know the first one. The second one, I might have watched like a part of it at Dom's house, but
Danny Glover.
I've never seen the whole movie.
Oh, yeah. They got a great word in there. A great phrase in that movie.
Oh.
I'm gonna hold my no, I'm not. It's pussy face. That's what he says in the movie. It's so good, and Gary Busey's in it. But that's for another franchise.
But yeah.
Thanks for listening. We're done. This was Alien. Next time, tune in for Aliens. My name is Ed. You can find me on the internet at edjelley.com. That's right. My last name's Jelly. Deal with it. It's pronounced that way. It's fine. And I write about stuff and take pictures of it. You can just find it there. Dom, where are you?
You can find me at domsfunandgames.com, all sorts of video game stuff. And you can find me at Dom's Fun and Games on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All sorts of video game reviews.
Yes.
And out of this nerd fest, I am a comic book letterer, and you can look at my work in lettering and art.
He's much better at arts than he is at promoting himself. His name is Tom Napolitano.
Yeah, I'm Tom Napolitano, and you can find my artwork and lettering at tomnapolitano.com. Teach me how to Twitter at TE Napolitano, and check out photos and stuff on Instagram at Tom_Napolitano.
Nice. And we are the Runaway Franchisees. RunawayFranchise.com. Please like and subscribe, and drop us an email.